Kentucky's Otega Oweh, tell me if I said that correctly, is a senior out of Newark, New Jersey, standing at almost 6'6" with a 6'9", nearly 6'10" wingspan. He's got a chiseled 213-pound frame. He's one of the most physically imposing swingmen in this class, and I think he's going to be a second round pick at the very least. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments section. What is your expectations, projections, or any other sort of thoughts that you'd like to share about Otega Oweh out of Kentucky? Hit that subscribe button as we're on the way to 20,000, and I can't get there without your help. And like and go check out our content on HoopsHype.com. In 38 games this season, I think he's shown that this guy is a bully. Nearly 19 points a night, 5 rebounds, to go with 2 steals a game nearly. He shot 47% from the field, 33% from 3 on nearly 4 attempts per game, and he got to the free throw line 6 times a night. So let's talk about what Oweh does well. The physical tools are NBA level. He's a brick house, as we mentioned. He's a guy who I think, paired with a 35-inch vertical, he's shown that he can just bully smaller opponents, finish through contact like a freight train, and is a versatile defender as a result that allows him to guard 1 through 4. And he has high IQ and the ability to blow up actions, and is someone that I think is going to be able to make his living as a defender that guards multiple positions, can overpower opponents offensively and defensively. But the other thing is that he's a downhill attacker. He lives at the rim, constantly putting pressure on the defense by slashing and cutting hard. He doesn't shy away from contact, draws fouls at a great rate. And he's a tough, high motor player who plays with just grit and a motor that does not stop and has a nose for the ball. He fights for loose balls, crashes the glass really well for a guy who's 6'6", and he brings that junkyard dog mentality every single possession. And he's become a legitimate catch and shoot threat now, having improved his spot up game to connect on 33% from 3, making defenses pay for going under screens or ball slips. And he's been able to put the team on his back during a 3-game winning stretch from late January to early February, dropping 24 points in 2 separate games and 21 points on great shooting, and looked like an unstoppable force attacking the cup. Now, obviously, he's a guy who does have limited ball handling ability, gets tunnel vision, and forces bad shots at times. And I think that's really because he was asked to do a lot for Mark Pope's Kentucky team, and he'll put his head down and just try to get to the rim no matter what, leading to him getting swallowed by the defense in traffic and in the paint and clogs it up, and then takes a tough, contested mid-range look instead of making the extra pass. And we mentioned he's a suspect playmaker who is a turnover liability, either passing the ball or even just live ball turnovers because of his ball handling. And that makes him not a primary creator, or really just a creator who also has a assist to turnover ratio that's pretty poor. That shows that he's not going to be someone who makes reads under pressure, or is going to be someone who's going to dribble the ball through traffic as he gets stripped. I do like the 3-point shot. I think the percentage is respectable at 4 attempts per game, and that's just something that's going to be something he'll work on. And on defense, yes, he can get a little overly aggressive, taking risks, gambling for steals, and sometimes playing out of position when he does gamble. But I think he's someone that is worth the flyer, even though he's laid a few eggs this season where he went 5 of 18 in that SEC title game where he scored just 10 points, 4 of 14 against Florida. And he had a brutal shooting slump from mid-February to the end of the month, going 4 of 14, 11 of 18 was okay, and 11 of 20 was all right. But then he had 3 of 13 in a 4-game span. So he just sometimes feels like he was forcing everything, and watching his inefficiency hurt his team. So him being probably in a reduced offensive role is going to benefit him. But Oweh is a high energy defensive minded bench piece whose offensive game will come along, and that's worth a roster spot, especially with more and more seniors being kind of seen as like the guys you want to covet in the second round. To me, obviously the best case scenario for a pro comp would be Lou Dort. If he can follow that projection where a 6'4", 6'5", 220-pound brick wall who forces his way through screens, puts up shots, locks up the opposing best players at the point of attack on a nightly basis. If he can do that, similar to Dort early in his career, yeah, he might be inefficient from three, but if he just works on it and at first tries to make a living using that linebacker running back frame to slash to the rim while also being a good defensive player, I think he could be a similar enforcer. If you made it to the end of the video, let me know your thoughts.